Good morning. Welcome to a Saturday in the Studio. My name is Lisa Schmidt, and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And my husband Dave and I love to come to you live um, and show you some different things. And this week we've been focusing on forest friends, right?
Happy Forest
Happy
Friends.
forest friend. Like I knew I forgot one word in there. Happy forest friends. And so on Monday, we did a very simple card using the Designer Series paper. Then on Wednesday, I showed you some of the dies and how to step it up a notch, and then and a fun fold. And then today, I'm going to bring that all together and show you some of both. Make your card with both. It is just super cute. So it is chilly here in Minnesota. It is 37 right now, but it is supposed to be nice today. I think it said it's 63. So, but it definitely temperature is dropping. My little violets, I have violets out on the porch where we sit.
African violets.
African violets. They're blooming, purple and pink, and the leaves are like, oh, I'm too cold. They're like shivering. So brought those inside this morning and said, okay, we'll move them to our inside space. But anyway, it's getting chilly, and that's okay. All right, friends, here we go. Like I said, I'm using Happy Forest Friends. You want to come on down here? There you go. So here is the stamp set. I just feel like it's too low. Nope, he's like, just leave it. Okay, Happier Than Happy is our stamp set, Happier Than Happy, and it has all these super fun stamps, super fun stamps. But I want to show you the dies. So when I show it to you like this, yeah, that's just a bunch of dies. But let me show it to you like this. So I'm going to walk through some of these because there's a lot on here. So in the dies, you could stamp the stump, and see something there. Stamp the stump and then just die cut it out because there is a die just for the stump. Or you could stamp the stump and die cut. There's another die that we could use to die cut out the top part. Detail, exactly. And the detail has lots of detail in it, as you can see. A little awkward there. So it has lots of detail. I will tell you when I stamped this one, because you can see this one has white around the outside, I did cut off the white. So if I wanted to use just this outline and the stamp, I needed to trim that a little bit. Or look at this one. You could stamp both of them, and
die cut both of them.
Sorry, you could, thank you. You could die cut both of them, not at the same time. You die cut one, and then you die cut the other, and layer them on top of each other. Actually,
Morning, Diane.
I'm lying on that. Let me tell you what you do. You take two pieces of cardstock. So I'm just going to use these two colors, which is what I did with the leaves. And you actually, you could stick them together. You could stick them together, and then you just have to peel off. Because on this one, I peeled off the outside. So this is espresso, and the top one is soft suede. And then I stuck them together, and then I gently peeled off using my Take Your Pick. I don't know if you can see that. I peeled off this outside. So the lighter color is layered up. Of course, you could do it the opposite way, but look at that cool. It just gives it a really cool texture. Or you could leave it just one color, which is what I did here with the acorns. You do get 3 acorns to stamp or to die cut out. 1 stamp, 3 acorns. So here's the stamp. And I did not stamp and die cut. To me, they looked a little different sizes. I did not even try that. But look how fun the different possibilities here. You could do just one color. You could do one color and I pulled out this piece. You could pull out all the pieces and just layer that. Or you could, this one I didn't intend to do this, but my little one popped off. But you could leave that and have just the espresso. So lots of possibilities there. Same with the leaves. It's the same thing. There's so many different ways you could do it. There are 2 of these. So you get 2 of the big leaves. And then there are 2 of these. So you get 4 of the smaller leaves.
Why don't you set down the paper?
Am I moving it too much?
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you. So, and then you have 4, because these actually are individual dies, 4 of those. So you kind of get a lot of leaves, and there's so many different possibilities that you can do with them, as you can see. You could stamp the tree and then die cut it out, or you can just die cut the bigger tree. Okay, so that's obviously different size than that one. Obviously, we've got the bear and the fox and the owl and a butterfly and little grass that probably should have been down at the bottom, but there is not a die cut for that. That would you'd stamp on, or if you want to cut it, you would just cut it out. And then we've got this cute little branch. So many possibilities. And again, like Stampin' Up! Often does, so we do have dies for all of, not the fox, for, oh yes we do. Yes we do. For all of these, excuse me, for all of these, but then there's always extra because there's no leaves on here. And so the dies for the leaves, the dies for those acorns, I mean, there's just so many things and so many possibilities. But wait, we want to see the words. So in our words, we have the happier than happy for you. And then we've got this cool die that we can use to die cut out these words. So there's just so many things. Good morning, Diane. Good morning, Patty. So many things you can do with this. So before I get started making a card, I want to show you my, no, I think I'll just go ahead and get started. That probably sounds good to me. Okay, so I'm going to do a simple card, what I'm going to call a simple card first. And I die cut some of the paper. I didn't even show you yet. The Designer Series paper is so fun because you can cut this it's 12 by 12. So I can cut it at 4 inches and just use this little piece down here or this piece up here.
Morning, Sandy.
So there's so many possibilities. Look how cute that is. So there's pieces on here you can use. You could also, some people like to fussy cut, and you could fussy cut out. You could fussy cut out the bear, the owl, the fox. So you could fussy cut out some of those animals if you wanted them to look like that. But look how fun this paper is. I am loving it. So cute. Let's flip that over so you can see the mushrooms. Aren't they fun? I just think they're really fun. We're going to use this one this morning. And there's the greens. Again, if you wanted to, you could certainly cut out any of that. Isn't that fun? So many. I think that's all of them. So many fun things. So which of these would you like to use, Dave? Because we're going to use one of these. Which would you choose?
Let's do the one with the birches because you did the other one on Monday.
Monday. Okay. Monday I did this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's all right. We can do the birches. To me, that's fine.
It had the bear, so it sort of looked
I
like the other
asked
one.
you for an opinion, so I will go with it. And in fact, what am I doing?
Just leave it.
And in fact, I'm going to do both. So because the Designer Series paper is 12 by 12, we could easily cut out 6. So I could easily make 12 cards pretty quickly.
6 cards.
6 cards. Yeah. Well, good math there. 6 cards. Thank you. Pretty quickly. So then on this one, I would probably just put the words. There's really nothing I feel like I need to do here. I can just stamp some words and cut out a piece of paper and put them on. What do you think? I mean, you could even just leave it like that, right? It's so cute,
Yeah,
but we won't.
Another layer would always be
Yeah,
good.
we're going to add. So I'm going to add some twine. Well, first I'm going to fold my cardstock. Slow down. Take a breath, right? Take a deep breath.
Yes, Diane, the dies line up with many of the images on the DSP. Not every image, but many of the images, depending on which sheet of the DSP.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go twice on this because the twine, as you know, comes in a pack of 5, as you may know. Comes in a pack of 5. And because then I can just tie a cute little word on there and it'll be already done. Look at that. So kind of a quick and easy again, but so, did I say so? So very cute. All right, and you could wrap this around a couple times. I'm going to pull this in here so that I can get that there. There we go. And then we'll just put a simple word on, decide what we want. Ooh, make it tight. I do want it to be tight because I don't have anything to fall back on if it's not, like sometimes you can take the back side and you can tape it or make it smaller, but I cannot do that with this one because I wrapped all the way around. So let's go ahead and tie it. There we go. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and just spread this out a little bit. There we go. Cute. Simple and cute. Okay, so let's go ahead and can you hand me a word there? I am going to use this Happier Than Happy for You. And our color, the colors in here are Calypso Coral, there's Old Olive, there's Crumb Cake. So I'm going to use Calypso Coral and just simply stamp on a piece of paper and just cut it. This is just a scrap paper. And we'll just go ahead and I'm going to stamp it up in the corner. That, perfect. Just fine. And because it's a rubber or clear mount, we call them clear mount stamp, I do not need the mat underneath like I do with the photopolymer. So we'll just trim that.
I believe we call these cling stamps.
What did I call them? What did I say? Clear mount. Oh, cling. It is a cling. Thanks. What can I say? It's Saturday morning. All right. I think I'm going to trim one side a little bit, tiny bit more. And of course, we're going to pop those up because we can, right? So let's go ahead and pop that up. And I'm going to make this into a bow. Ooh, didn't leave a lot of space for that. But you know what you could do is just add another one. But I got it. I got it. There we go. Little tiny bow there. All right, let's pull that. There we go. I'll make that one a little smaller because this one is already small. Get a little bit stronger scissors for my, there we go. Okay, so this could dangle from here. It could sit down here. I think I would like to have it. I think Dave just gave me the designer series paper back because he was checking it out.
And Diane, I'm actually going to stand corrected. Other than a stump, I couldn't find anything that lined up.
Oh, that's exciting.
Well,
A stump.
It was nicely colored. You'd get some variation in color there that you wouldn't with stamping, but
yeah, the stamps the dies are a little bit smaller than I'm going to mount this because I feel like it's needed a little bit more. The dies are a little bit bigger than the actual designer series paper. So
I would agree. I thought I had seen a video with someone die cutting, but they must have been just die cutting something they stamped.
Good question, Diane. Good question. Get that. There we go.
I'm so used to them just having at least one page in there that matches. I'm like,
and
it's
often
gotta be
they
there.
do. Yep, often they do. All right, and then I'm just going to pop this up.
That looks nice.
Yeah, thanks. So this is I only stamped the word, and it's darling. So very, very simple. Take your pick on that. I'm just going to stick it down here, just in the corner like that. So super simple card. Just very simple using just what the designer series paper. And you could always stamp something inside if you wanted to. I'm going to leave it just like that. Do you have any commercials for us? Otherwise, I will keep going.
Yep. Couple things coming up. As you know, we're coming up on the deadline for Card Kit Club. This month we are featuring Season of Chick, which has so many year-round images, two-step stamping. There's also dies that you can get as your add-on item. Sign up for Card Kit Club by the 15th. You go to thestamperstudio.com, as with everything. And for those of you who don't know, Card Kit Club, you get the stamp set and all the materials to make 3 projects and some additional bonus products, and the opportunity to order more things and not pay any extra shipping. So that's like an 11% savings on anything additional that you add to your order. So deadline for signing up for club is the 15th. And while we're here, I'm just also going to mention, speaking of the 15th is Card Cafe, which is next Saturday.
Yay, I love Card Cafe.
Card Cafe, you come and you make 10 cards. You choose 5 of the available designs. You make 2 of each of them. And the cost is $25, and you can use 10 of that towards order of $30 or more.
Mm-hmm.
Sign up for Card Cafe by Wednesday so we have time to get everything ready for Saturday. But again, Card Cafe will be next Saturday, the 15th, from 10 until noon.
And we have some people already signed up,
Yes,
so
we do.
it's so fun. It's really quite. I think it's very, very fun. I want to show you. I kind of pulled it in just briefly. The card we made Monday. Another. This one actually has a little bit more stamping than this one, but aren't they so cute? They're so cute. All right, I'm going to make a card and take it up. Did you notice how I did that? Dave chose this one. I wanted the other one. I ended up not using this one. Sorry, Dave. I didn't even realize I did that. Okay. I am going to, I'm putting this back in here so you can see what I'm doing. I am using extra thick cardstock or thick cardstock. And I'm going to use our designer series paper and I'm going to die cut out using stylish shapes. I think if I could only have one die, it would probably be these, because there are so many options of sizes and shapes. I just think it's fantastic. So this one I did use the largest shape. And if I were making this not in front of you, I would actually stick this on, put this on, and then run it through, because then you die cut out both pieces. Okay, I just wanted to show you that so you know how we do that, how I got that. Now, you know, when you do that, you end up with some extra pieces, right? You end up with this circle and you end up with this circle. We're going to use this circle on the inside. So, and you know it came out of there, so you know it goes back in there. There we go, just like that. All right. And this one, we are going to, you know, when I use that thick cardstock, I definitely want to make sure I burnish it because it is thick and now it will stay closed. All right, so we are going to stamp some in here. We're going to design this as if it's one image, but then some things are going to be inside and some things are going to be outside. I don't know if that makes sense, but it will once we're done. Remember, we're taking this up a notch or 5. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp something on the inside first so I can see what I've got. We're going to use the stump, and I'm going to just stamp that directly on there. We could die cut it out. I'm not going to die cut that, but I will just go ahead and stamp that on there. Sometimes I find that I'm going to grab a little scrap here. Sometimes I find that with the stamp set, the first time I stamp it, some of these shaded ones, they come out different. Just depends on how much ink you're putting on, but you can see they're kind of different. So I think they look different. You might be like, yeah, they look exactly the same. All right, so we're going to stamp our little stump there. And the owl, to me, is the obvious that sits on the stump. So we will go ahead and stamp our owl. I'm going to stamp him in the same color. Again, I'm going to, oh, that one looks great. And I'm going to die cut out a few things at the same time. So I'm going to die cut him out, but I'm going to let him sit there for a minute. Just stay. And then over here, we're going to just stamp some words. And I think we will use thanks. I find I need a lot of thank yous, which is fantastic. You know what that means? That people give me things. I have a lot to thank them for. They help me. This week, I have to tell you, I walked, if you don't know, we went to the Hot Air Balloon Festival last weekend. And boy, Dave, aren't you glad we went that day?
For sure.
I'm going to use a different, that's fine. Because, sorry, I'm back and forth. I want to use this color. No. So many decisions. I think my brain can't do two things at one time. I'm going to stamp them here first. Okay. Just make sure, because I've gone back and forth between colors. Let's just stamp that thanks there and call it good. So last weekend, we went to the Hot Air Balloon Festival in Albuquerque. And I'm so glad we did, Dave, because, wow, this year has not been so great for them. They've had a lot of rain, but
a lot of weather.
Man, Saturday was perfect. So we were quite excited to be there on that day. All right, let's go ahead and grab our little fox. Would you grab my watercolor? I didn't see one over here. I must have brought them back over. Thanks.
Water painters?
Yeah. Anyway, so two of my students and their mom brought in this fantastic hot air balloon from a garden store. It was just phenomenal. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to die cut a bunch of things. So I'm trying to get them ready at the same time. See if we can run them all through. Let's put a little tree there. Perfect. And thank you. So I was waiting because I don't want to stamp this until I have my water in front of me and I like to just make sure my water is flowing. There we go. Here's what I'm going to do on this guy. Now remember, we're going to die cut these, so it doesn't matter how he's sitting. But if you want, one thing you can do is you can actually kind of color it and blend him. His eye really went away. I'm going to take a black marker and put an eye back there. So you can blend them so they are a little bit, I'm actually going to make his tail a little bit pink. I don't know if you knew that, but because it's a dye ink, and you have to do it before it dries. Once it dries, it's not going to work. But you could blend him a little bit to make him not as shaded, I guess is the word. I'm not sure. Okay, and I'm going to let that dry before I put the black on. All right, we are ready to die cut these out. And a little tree. My little tree, little tree, little tree.
The die.
Oh, I got it. Thank you. Yes, I thought so, but I got it. All right. So these are all going to end up sitting, or the fox and the tree are going to end up sitting on top, on the outside. So let's go ahead and die cut these.
Well, Lisa die cuts those. Mm-hmm. If you've ever wanted to get started with die cutting and you're like, where would I even begin? Stampin' Up! Actually has a combo pack for you. It's the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and the stylish shapes dies, which is great for getting started with layers. Makes it so easy because you have all those different sizes. You have those great banners. I have the item number scrolling across the bottom, but you can get both of those just for $93. And as with everything, go to thestamperstudio.com. Click on order products and you can go ahead and place that order.
You know what, Dave? I love that. If I were going to get that, you know what I would do?
What would you do?
I would join Stampin' Up! You know why?
Why?
Because right now there is a special that if you, for $99, you can get not $125, but $155 worth of product. So you could get your Stampin' Cut and Emboss. You could get those dies, and then you can get more things, which how fun is that? Yep, and sometimes people join just because they want a discount. Sometimes people join because they want to do something else with it. All right, the last thing I'm going to do is, don't forget his eye. We've got all these cute little pieces here. The tree. Last thing I'm going to do is stamp some green of that little ground. So we're going to stamp a little bit of green right here. And what are you guys doing today? It is absolutely gorgeous today. Yesterday, our leaves are peak. And if you're not from Minnesota and you're like, what does that mean? That means that the leaves are amazing.
Hi, Jan.
Hi, Jan. And hi, Michelle. So we are going, at some point today, I said, or tomorrow, I want to go look at leaves, like just go for a walk. All right, I think that's probably a little bit too long, but that's okay because I'm going to cut this out. This is going to go across that bar right there, or the opening there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this out a little bit. But the leaves here are amazing. They're like on fire. And you never know, like if the wind comes or they could be gone. So when they're on fire, when it's peak, right at that moment, we have got to get outside. So some of these you saw I stamped off. I stamped one and then stamped the other directly because I wanted different colors of shading. I just want some grounding for my fox to stand on. All right, and like I said, it might be too long. I'm gonna make it just a little bit shorter there and just trim that. Great. Okay, so we've got that. That's gonna be on the inside. This piece is actually going to sit across here. I'm gonna go ahead and stick my owl on first so I can see what I've got underneath. And then we'll go ahead and I'm going to pop him up, of course. Why would you not pop things up? It's so cute. Adds so much. So we're going to pop him on there. And I'm actually going to pop this whole thing up inside. So sometimes when I do that, I like to use the edges. So I'm going to pull the edges off here And that'll do it. I have two more. You know, you get 300 in a package. There's no need to skimp. Right, Dave?
Yep.
We find these little things all over our house. Shocker. These little pieces because they stick to your sock or your slipper. And anyway. All right, so let's go ahead and stick this in here. And we know it fits there because that's where it came from. So there we go. All right, and then this, we're going to put, so it's sitting kind of, the stump is sort of on the grass. So I only want a little bit of adhesive on either side. So I'm making like this little bar across. I thought this was so fun. Obviously, this is more than, it's taken it up some notches. Okay, so isn't that fun? Now our little fox, let's put his eye on first because his eye sort of disappeared into my blending. Oh, he has one eye. I'm going to look here. Just one eye. Okay. Put his eye right there. There we go. Perfect. And we're going to stick him on here so that he, we might have to cut his tail off. Shoot. Well, no, well, then I'm going to move my fox or move my owl up. No, leave him. Shoot. Well, that's okay. I'm going to put it just like this so he's all the way on. That's okay. It's overlapped, but I'm only gluing the feet. The one I saw, they actually fussy cut from the Designer Series paper, so it was a lot smaller, but that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. He's sniffing his feet. There we go. Yeah. And I'm going to stick a tree over here. So we've got a couple things that are going to open or come open when it comes open. How's that sound? Come open when it comes open. All right. And I should be using my little mat, but I'm not. All right. Let's stick a little tree over here. Love it. Love it. It's cute. I think it's really fun. Oopsie, sorry. I think it's really fun. And we're not done yet, but I'm just going to open it and show you the inside. That's cool. That's super cool. It's like a diorama or something. Now, just to add my little bit more, we could add our these right here, which are called the 22-24 in color decorative mats. This color, or decorative dots, excuse me. It looks like those dots that we used to eat, remember? I didn't really ever like them. Did you like them?
No.
They had no flavor, but we can use these. So let's put some kind of to highlight our thanks. Thinking about what I want to do here.
You know what I would have done?
I can't wait to hear. What would you have done, hon?
I would have stamped the thanks so that the fox was hiding it. So when you opened it, it said thanks.
Well, that would have been cute. I was doing it so that I didn't, I'm just going to stop right there. I didn't overlap the thanks. I know I usually do things in threes, but I could put one down here. That's hiding then. I feel like I have to hide something now. That was a really great idea. Let's put that down there. In a triangle, but not directly. Oh, that would have been so cute. So cute. Great idea that when you open it up, the thanks would be right there. But isn't that fun? And then, of course, you could add twine or anything else. I think it's got a lot, and it's so cute. How fun is that? Gian likes your idea, Dave. I like it too. Yeah, so there we go. I think I've gotten everything on there that I wanted on there. But isn't that so fun? So that's how you can, of course, take this whole stamp set up a notch or 5, like I said. That's taking it up. You could also do that just in the green would be cute. But how fun is this to like build a double 2-dimensional, or is it 3? 3-dimensional. Yeah, it's a 3-dimensional because we've also, yeah. Anyway, so here are our several cards. I do want to show you the one we made on Wednesday also, because that was a really fun fold. Are you ready? So we've got a little diorama there, kind of. When you open it up, how fun is that? And if you wanted to learn how to make that, go back to Wednesday so you can see how to make that. But here are our cards from the week. Here are all our cards from the week. I hope that I've inspired you in some way. I'm trying to get them all on the screen. I'll just leave it like that with this one in the middle. How's that? Hope I've inspired you in some way with whether you use this set or whether it's another set. There's so many fun things that you can do with this stamp set. And like I said, Stampin' Up! Is coming out with a lot of these double layer things that you can do different colors and things like that. So there we have it, our beautiful, beautiful Happy Forest friends. All right, friends, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I don't know about you, but I love Saturdays. My favorite day of the week because we can do whatever we want. And other days I feel like we have commitments, which are also good, but I do love Saturdays. So have a great weekend. I will see you on Monday. Don't forget to open the door, little open the door to Monday, because I'm going to show you something on Monday that you don't want to miss. All right, friends, have a great weekend. Be sure to like the page, share it with some friends, spread the joy of stamping, and I will see you on Monday. Happy stamping.